Hey, good evening, Saints fans and Who-Dats. This is Kyle T. Mosley with the Halftime Report. I have my co-host, Mr. Bob Rose of the Bayou Blitz and Saints News Network with me. Bob, how are you doing? What's going on?
Kyle, I'm doing pretty good. Unlike our recent presidential election, it doesn't look like we're going to have to wait quite as long for the results of this game. The Saints are coming out firing on all cylinders, and knock on wood, there's still 60 minutes 30 minutes of football left to go. But my goodness, you couldn't ask for a better start by the visitors wearing the color rush tonight.
Yeah, wearing the color rush and rushing Brady and making him very, very uncomfortable. The Saints are leading 31-0. Nobody anticipated this, Bob. What happened? How did we get to this point?
Well, you got to start on the defensive side of the ball, especially since Tampa Bay got the ball first. It was well into the second quarter before the Buccaneers even had a first down. They're getting tremendous pressure on Brady, forcing him to get rid of the ball a lot faster than what he's used to or what he's comfortable with. And the much maligned secondary, again, knock on wood, 30 minutes to go. But they are playing balls to the wall tonight. Marshawn Lattimore, Janoris Jenkins, and Malcolm Jenkins are all having tremendous first halves. And they are shutting down a very deep core of Tampa Bay pass receivers.
Balls to the walls. All right. That's a new one, man. All right. Well, look, I think the team as a whole have come in with a different idea of how they want to play the game. I remember writing yesterday that the Saints needed to have a decisive win, and I got much maligned for that comments in the article, but it's pretty evident. If the Saints needed to go into Tampa Bay, the game is not over, of course, but they needed to go into Tampa Bay and come out not having any doubt why they went there, and it is to win the game, right? So look at some of the keys of the game. What was it about the offense and defensive lines? Because I think those two elements right there have really put the Saints where they are, 31-0.
Well, and if you're watching a national television broadcast, and I'm not a big fan of Chris Collinsworth, but he said it a couple of times during the first half broadcast that these Saints have just come out with fire in their eyes tonight, and that starts on both sides of the line. Like you said, we already touched upon the defensive line and what tremendous pressure that they're getting on Tom Brady, but the offensive line is keeping Drew Brees completely clean. The offensive game plan seems to be a little bit pass heavy, at least in the first half it was. But when they did run the ball, they got pretty good push against a formidable Tampa Bay rush defense. And the tackles, Ryan Ramczyk and Teron Armstead, you would think that they would have their hands full with JPP and Shaq Barrett. But a lot of times I'm looking, and especially Ramczyk has been left in one-on-one blocking situations. And he's just winning those battles. I don't know whether Cesar Ruiz is banged up or the offensive coaches just decided to make a change. But on the second drive of the first half, we saw Nick Easton come in at right guard. And after that, the Saints have gotten a lot of good push in the running game off of the right side. And it just looks like, when it comes down to line play, and you know this, Kyle, it's often a matter of who wants it more. And the Saints just came out ready to play tonight.
Yeah, I kept on noting, especially when John DeShazier was with us this past week, how the Saints should capitalize on the run because the Giants really took advantage of Tampa Bay on Monday Night Football, right? Now, let's look at the flip side. The Saints have a 31-0 lead. Of course, that's Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers took a few shots down the field with Brown as well as Gronk. I don't know how you got past, was it Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? But tell me, do you expect more of that to happen in the second half? Because it really looks like Brown has been the most reliable receiver for the Buccaneers.
Next to Godwin. Godwin's gotten open a couple of times on mostly Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. But Malcolm Jenkins is doing a great job on Gronkowski. I do, Kyle. I think it's very clear that Tampa Bay has to make a couple of plays downfield to loosen that coverage up underneath, and give a much maligned New Orleans secondary, at least for this season, something to think about for this second half. That doesn't mean that Tampa Bay has to panic. The veterans that they have, especially on the offensive side of the ball, I'd be surprised if they did panic. But they need to make some plays downfield. They came close on a couple of near misses, but that Saints coverage is holding up. But they're going to be tested again in the second half, and they've got to come to play.
Yeah, the Saints defensive line rush has really been proving the difference, making Brady very uncomfortable in the pocket. The Saints, I think they're getting closer and closer and closer to Brady. Let's see how they continue to be able to perform the second half. Look, let's take a look at some of the stats. Drew Brees, 18 of 23 for 189 yards, 3 touchdowns, 140.5 rating. Tom Brady on the flip side, 11 of 22 for only 96 yards and 2 interceptions with a paltry 24.1 rating. Now, the Tampa Bay running game has not been – they haven't done as well as we thought they were going to, Bob. Only 9 yards on the day for Jones as well as Fournette. Godwin has 27 yards. Mike Evans, 22. Antonio Brown, 2 catches for 16 yards. So, but I like what I saw out of who? All-Pro Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas has 4 catches for 41 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 3 for 33 yards and a touchdown. But Jared Cook has to do better at holding on to the football. So, any last points or keys, Bob, before we sign off?
Well, New Orleans gets the ball first in the second half. You'd love to see them get points out of this drive, sticking with the game plan that they came in with and continuing to dominate the play and the pace up front. So if New Orleans was able to get even a field goal, on this first drive and possess the ball for a little bit into the third quarter, that's really going to put the screws down on Tampa Bay. We mentioned that you and I both said that we'd be a little bit surprised to see any panic from the Buccaneers, but the Saints put another score on the scoreboard to open up the second half, and that might change.
Yeah, well, if there's no panic, there's definitely a lot of concern in that locker room right now. Okay, I am Kyle T. Mosley. Bob Rose, how the people can follow you on the World Wide Web.
Obviously, all of our work, Kyle, myself, John Hendricks, Brendan Boylan, etc., at the Saints News Network and the SI Team channel. Me personally, Bob Rose on Facebook and at BobbyR2613 on the Twitter.
Okay, I'm Kyle T. Mosley. You can go to si.com/NFL/Saints for the latest in all New Orleans Saints news. We will have immediate reaction pieces from myself as well as John Hendricks and Brendan Boylan on tonight. And Bob Rose will be having his featured column on tomorrow. So stay tuned, stay vigilant. But the game is not over. Let's see how the Saints defense will be able to still be able to shut down Tom Brady the second half, as well as the Saints offense. I don't think Sean Payton is going to let off that pedal, do you?
I certainly hope not. I'll be surprised if he did.
All right. Peace to everybody. You guys have a great night and a great week. Take care. Bye.